Hey guys, welcome back to Just a Podcast. It's Star.
And it's you already know who I am, who my name is. I'm fucking like Eminem. My name is Anik. You know. Hey,
Yeah, baby. Please say the baby.
Yeah, please say the baby.
You have to introduce yourself like that now on. Like,
really?
Yeah, like it just you gotta be like, it's Nikki a baby? Please say the baby. Like you just got to know.
All right. You know, I gotta switch it up. You know, because can't give them all the juice all the time. But yeah, so a nigga's hot. It's a hot day today, y'all.
It is.
It is hot. It's summertime outside, like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I went outside earlier today to go to the supermarket, and it was only like 68 degrees, and it was like a nice breeze, and I was like, fuck, like, it's nice out, and now we extended the damn stay-at-home order to June, which I find it's going to be hard because I looked out my window, like, in the afternoon, and it was mad people outside.
Yeah, there is a lot of people outside, and, I mean, they are wearing masks, but they acting like it's not a pandemic. Yes, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I saw people chilling outside their house, barbecuing on the, the beach chairs. Then I saw people, yes, on the beach chairs. Even the, whatchamacallit, the bar where the cops be at.
Oh, Glacken?
Yeah, they was barbecuing and chilling outside too. It was a whole party out there. I'm like, I thought y'all supposed to be closed.
Yeah, because I thought...
That ain't essential.
And I'm sure they don't sell food, so it's not like people can order food there. Yeah, I see somebody online.
They lit today too.
What, Glenroyd's?
No, Glacken's.
They barbecuing?
I didn't see no barbecue, but there's mad people in front of there. You know how it is.
I seen somebody on my Instagram page where it was somebody's birthday and they had a surprise party for her, like a cookout. And when they went to like turn the camera to the people that was there, when I say it was a small ass backyard and it was mad people, like nobody was spaced apart, like everybody was sitting on top of each other. And I'm just like, did anybody see Kumo said that they extended it to the 13th?
No, because they wasn't caring before, so they're not gonna care now.
It's crazy. I feel like we just never gonna get back to normal. Even when we open, I wonder if we're gonna be like China with the face mask now.
See, China, I doubt they're gonna do that here, but China, they on top of their shit. So that's why for them, they made sure if your ass is caught outside, you getting beat up, arrested. Obviously, their police and stuff is not as corrupt as ours.
Yeah.
So our police, you know, what they have been doing, it's not gonna mean anything because we are a country that is based on police brutality, unlike other countries. So
India too, because they was hitting
that shit was hilarious with the sticks. I was fucking dead. I was like, yeah, stay inside.
Did you, for quarantine, like when it started, did you give yourself any like goals? Like, okay, now that I have this time to relax, like these are the things I'm gonna do.
No.
No. Oh, I guess I was the only one.
I mean, I don't know. No, I didn't. I didn't give myself any goals because my goals have always been the same. Pre-quarantine, during quarantine, and after quarantine will be the same.
Oh, damn. I guess I was the only one.
No, because I've seen a lot of people, you know, they have used this time for whatever soul searching or whatever it is that they need. So you ain't the only one.
Yeah, because I was
a lot of
like,
people.
because for me, like, having this time to myself, I was like, this is a perfect time to work on myself and like, I don't want to say fix my flaws, but just like kind of just focus on me and evolving more. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna read more because prior to quarantine, I was only reading on the train. Like I wasn't reading when I was home or whatever. And then obviously I started therapy, and then like I'm creating more content, so I'm like focusing more on my blog and stuff. So now that we have like another month, I'm like, okay, what goals can I set for myself now? Because I feel like once we go back, even though things might change, I'm still going to be commuting to work, things are going to be different, the gym is going to be involved, so like it's going to start taking up my time. So I'm like, what more can I get done now that I have this time to myself in an extra month?
Right. Well, I wish you the best.
No, I wish you the best. She like, yeah, bitch, I don't have a fucking goal. Shut the fuck up.
I am one of those people that is not obviously doing all the stuff that Star is doing. So
I mean, you've been able. Well, you be binge watching shows even.
Yeah, so that doesn't. Yeah, so that doesn't count. You know,
Is something you've done different this time? Now that you have like more me time, there has to be something you've done different.
Well, the only thing that's different is not working out in the house. Cause one of my friends, Mo, we were talking yesterday, and he was just like, oh, you know, we were just catching up, and he was asking about like if I've been working out in the house, and I was like, no. I'm like, that's not my thing. As hard as I've done it, like even in the past when I've tried to do like the workout at home, that's just not me. Like me, I'm more of a like gym person, take classes. Yeah. If I'm gonna do like any type of running activity, like I run outside, stuff like that. I mean, I could still do that, but maybe not around here. Probably like the reservoir in Central Park that I used to do with Justina. But yeah, so now we have like a FaceTime session that we have to do on. I have to choose the day that he gave me. Yeah, to work out. So I'm like, what the fuck?
See, I don't know if you feel the same way I feel about working out at home. For me, I don't like it because I feel like I'm confined in a space. And I like being in the gym because it's like, okay, I could go here, I could go here, and it's like
I like machines, so that's why for me it's like working out at home. Like I don't got kudos to everybody. I don't got time to be picking up a case of fucking water and acting like it's dumbbells or, you know, whatever the hell.
Yeah, I'd rather have the weights.
Yeah, like I prefer machines, and I know that my body is its own machine, so I can do a lot of strength training with my body, but yeah, I prefer the gym. So I'll wait till the gym opens.
If it ever opens, because I be looking at my videos, I'm like, damn, my arms look nice. Even when I'm doing TikToks and I'm like doing certain dances, I'm like, oh, my arms look so nice, but I'm not doing nothing to kind of maintain it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you know, it just stays like that until the gym opens, and then I can be in it like
back to life. But yeah, I haven't been doing, everything I do is pretty much the same. There's not been a change in anything for me.
Jeez. Damn, then it just shows me I need to work more on time management. Or maybe I'm just putting too much on my plate. It's probably something that I'm realizing now in quarantine.
Okay. That's a
Because I feel like you don't think of it when your schedule is set. It's like, okay, I'm doing A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. And then now that you have me time, it's like, oh, wow. I didn't realize that I was doing so much. So.
Right. I'll tell you one thing that she improved on, that she ain't got a choice on, is not being late to shit. I'm going to shade all my friends who are always late. I don't care.
I have definitely improved.
Well, we don't know if you improved or not because there's nowhere we can go. So,
well, I feel like I improve when it comes to like makeup and getting ready. There has been times where I've done my makeup pretty fast. I'm talking about before quarantine has even happened.
You were still late, sis.
Sis, there has been a few times that my makeup was done in time. You living in the past, okay?
I'm living in the past. Okay, once quarantine, that's God right there sending a sign. Once quarantine is up, watch y'all. There will be an update on. Remember, this is recorded. She said she's been thinking about time management. So we shall see, everyone.
I stay getting shaded for being late, but we got a so-called.
Joelle is always late. Emily's ass is always late.
Okay, yeah. Start naming other people.
Yeah, they know. Oh, girl, I be coming for them too. I be coming for them. Girl, I be coming for them. So don't even think you're the only one. And that's the years in the making that I've been coming at all of y'all about being on time.
Look, man.
I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I'll tell you this. I ain't strolling nowhere 40 minutes late.
I would be the one to stroll in 40 minutes late, okay? I would be honest. And you know what? Fuck it. Accept me for who I am. I be trying to be
I'm not accepting your lack of time management.
I be trying to be mindful, and I like to give updates like, hey, I'm running late. I will say that.
She does, but she's still late.
But there are some people who don't even give updates.
Yeah,
they just roll up whenever time
Joelle.
they want to. Thank you. But me, at least I'll tell you like, hey, I'm running late. Because I don't want you to be like, oh my God, we're Star. At least you know, like, okay, Star's running late. We could go about our business.
And I'm gonna be that parent that says, still doesn't matter. You still late. Heads up or not.
You know what? I tried so hard. All my life I had to fight. I've been trying to be on time. I really do. But But you know what? Me and time just do not get along.
That's a good phrase.
We just don't get
along. That's a good phrase. Yeah, I like that.
I tried. I get it from my mother because she's always late. Oh. Maybe it just instilled in me that it's okay to be late.
She's saying it's genetic, y'all. Not everybody watching this is gonna realize it's in my DNA to be late.
I think so because you grow when you a kid. You learn from other people. So I learned from my mother, and sis was always fucking late.
No, I'm done.
She'd be like, I'm coming downstairs, and we be waiting for like 30 minutes for her. So she just.
Damn,
I'm blaming this all on Dolores.
All the blame on her. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she taking the blame because I ain't taking the blame for it.
Good child. I can't wait to see her in person so I could be like, so Star told me that you're always late, and she inherited that from you.
And she's gonna lie and say that she's not late when she is late.
Sounds like okay, that's inherited too. Cause Star, I'll be late.
But I just admitted that I'd be
late. It took
like 5 minutes. Whatever. Anyway, so I had saw this debate on Instagram. Because you know how the Shade Room be putting like those debates. Mm-hmm. So there was actually two. Because one of them I showed you, the one with Alexis Sky.
Yes.
But the other one that I saw, which I felt like this was a really good topic, and I seen people going back and forth in the comments. So pretty much, I don't remember verbatim what she said, but it pretty much was saying that women should be taken care of financially in a relationship, and if you cannot afford her, then you should not date her. And I don't know. I feel like there should be some type of teamwork. I feel like it shouldn't be based on a man to financially take care of a woman. Like, because when I hear that, I think of stay-at-home wife and the guy makes all the money and you just take care of the kids and you spend his money. And then I'm thinking like, okay, then what if the nigga leaves me? Then what do I have? You know what I mean?
The support system is
exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either because I think that the mentality for the person who posted that, they probably grew because there's so many things that fall into play. Culture is like number one, and in different cultures, like women and men are taught specific things, right? And unfortunately, that is the wrong mentality to teach people, especially teach your kids growing up, that especially for young women, the man should be taking care of you. He's the provider. Because a lot of this also stems from a lot of like that hierarchy, like that male hierarchy nonsense of the man is the provider, so he has to go out, make the chicken, and take care of the wife and take care of the kids, and you take care of home. Like these are like old way mentalities. Like for me, my personality is different. Like my ambition, my drive is different. I cannot sit and say, oh, my husband or my man is going to financially take care of me in everything. And financially does not only mean clothing, shoes, other bills, healthcare. Because obviously some people, they automatically think all the time hair, nails, like shoes, and clothes, bags, stuff like that. But if we're saying finances, we're talking about everything financially that a woman would take care of on their own with their own job. And I am okay with it being 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that because I don't have that mentality that I feel like the man has to be the sole provider and he got to take care of me financially. Like, that for me, especially the shit that I want to do in my life, like, I cannot, like, what? No.
Yeah. I just think it also messes up men as well because, like, if a guy really likes a woman and he feels like, okay, financially, I am not on her level to give her what she needs. Like, if that woman have that mindset of, oh, you have to financially take care of me. I mean, I feel like you'd be missing out on your opportunity of finding your soulmate because you are only
like people who are high maintenance.
Because I feel like with guys that mess with their ego when they feel like they can't financially take care of a woman. Yeah, definitely. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's messed up. It really is. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't raised that way. My mom did not raise me to depend on a man, And I can't see myself being in a relationship where a guy is financially taking care of me, like,
Forever.
all the time,
Right.
because then I'm gonna start feeling like a bum, like, oh my god, like, you know, I can't fend for myself. But I think it do depend on the situation. Like, if medically you can't work, and you're like, you know, homebound, then okay, I can see the man financially taking care of you. But it shouldn't be a thing of like, we start dating and now you're my boyfriend, so now you have to take care of me financially.
Yeah, I agree.
So I just wish, I mean, we're in 2020, like, things are different. We're not back in that old school mentality where the man provides all the time. Like, women should also hold their weight.
Yeah, what are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
Because if a man is financially taking care of you, what are you bringing to the table besides finances?
And besides pussy.
Right, because at the end of the day, you know, unfortunately, sex is not going to save and keep your relationship.
Amen.
So what is there that is going to keep that relationship thriving and you always keeping the confidence in your relationship and your man, and vice versa for him to you? Because you gotta think, like, what am I bringing to the fucking table?
I feel like a lot of those girls who be saying that stuff, because I've seen some of their athletes, they look young. Those are the type of girls that have nothing to offer. And that's why they stand so strong on that of, oh, a man has to financially take care of you. If you can't, then we can't be together. And it's just like, okay, so if he's supposed to financially take care of you, what are you bringing to the table, sis?
Not a fucking thing.
But then that goes into the debate, well, that kind of leads into that debate of what Alexis Sky had posted, and she was just like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but we're supposed to turn felons, which is that felons, liars, cheaters into kings. And I was like, yo,
it's true.
Like, I don't really care for Alexis Sky, but I was like, I'm here for this double standards because we don't talk about that
at all. And we about to talk about it now.
Yes, this was a really good, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, we have to talk about this, because I don't think anybody really talks about that. It's just always the woman. But it's like, there's some men out here that ain't worthy either.
There's a lot of men that are not worthy, and I agree with Alexis Sky, because as women we're conditioned to always accept, just like, and it's funny because this also ties into I had saw, like, Future, he dropped a new album and he finally mentioned Lori Harvey, and he was like, oh, like, you know, he's in this, like, one of the lyrics that he dropped her name, he was like that, oh, she accepts me for all my flaws and blah blah blah. And, you know, a lot of people were posting like, you see, ladies, finally, like, a woman who accepts a man for all his bullshit, flaws, or whatever. And I was like, I think a lot of y'all motherfuckers is confusing flaws with disrespectful traits and characteristics. Those are not one and the same. Okay? Those are not one and the same. And, like, this ties back into what Alexis Sky posted. Cheaters, liars, abusers. You call those flaws? Those are not flaws. Those are things that neither women nor men should tolerate. But for us women, we are supposed to tolerate it because we're women and we're strong and we're supposed to take all this shit on our back. But a hoe can't be turned into a housewife because she's ruined goods. Nigga, you're ruined goods because you out here.
Oh, she said community dick. That was the
other and one. Community. Yeah, you out here fucking mad women. Left and right, sticking your dick into anything, raw dogging it, probably catching shit, and then running to the clinic or your private doctor, cure it, and act like, oh, you good. You nasty. You a hoe. Yeah. You a hoe. And men who are physically, mentally, emotionally abusive, you ain't shit either. But we supposed to accept it. We supposed to be okay with that.
And how many times have you heard women say, oh, I thought I could change him. I thought I could change him. But you never hear a man say, oh, well, she was a hoe. I thought I could change her. Right. Like, you know what I mean? So
it's just like, ooh, no, what my boy's going to say. It's always, what am I? Right, she belongs to the streets. Yeah. Nigga, you belong to the streets. You ripping and running your dick through every fucking bitch in the fucking streets.
And you know what's crazy, though? The guys who be saying that be the same guys that be fucking all these type of girls and are hoes, too. So you're a hoe. I can't change you into a fucking husband.
Right.
Like,
because how can I trust you?
Exactly.
You can't trust a woman who's a hoe to turn her into a wife, but I'm supposed to trust you to turn you into a king? Because for you, you have potential to change, but a woman who's deemed a hoe doesn't have potential. Bye.
Yeah, I would love to hear from other guys because it's crazy because I just never even thought about that until she posted it, and it really made me think like, damn, we really don't talk about that. It's always so much pressure on a woman to be perfect, and you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you have to be perfect for the right guy to pick you to deem you worthy to be a wife. But meanwhile, men could do all type of shit that they want and be disrespectful, and they can be eligible to be husbands. That don't make no sense.
And even the ones who do get married, because that ties also into, I don't know if this was Snoop Dogg's son or whoever it was, but it was a throwback picture of Snoop Dogg and his current wife, well, his only wife. And the person put underneath the comment, I feel like it was probably one of their kids.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
and
about.
they put in the comments like, you know, she stuck with him through everything, and you know, like it was this like genuine post, and then like somebody commented like, yeah, but he cheated on her left and right, and then the person wrote back, well, that's because she put in time, effort, patience, and whatever the fuck else he said to better the relationship. And I was just like, that's a biased opinion, because there's certain people out there, one strike, you're out. 2 strikes, you're out. And there is no 3. And then there's people where it's multiple times, and they'll forgive you and they'll give you a chance. Everybody's different. But I hate the fact that they make it seem like you're supposed to tolerate a person's cheating ways and accept it and be like, okay, but look at everything they accomplished. Okay, fine. Some people are worth fighting for, and some people aren't.
They're not. I mean, that leads into the whole Khloe and Tristan thing, where we've seen him cheat on her while she was pregnant, and then cheat on her again with her sister's best friend. And to see like her considering to using him as her sperm donor for when she wants to have another kid, it's like, for females, I just wonder, like, when is enough for you? For you to be like, you know what, I'm worth more than this. And then now with these new reports with him having allegedly a child, and I had read that he took an at-home.
Oh, is that at-home paternity test?
Yes, he took an at-home paternity test. And that's why the girl still is fighting for it. She's just like, I know that he's the baby father.
Because that could be anybody's DNA.
Exactly. And he was saying that, well, he came out and said that it was just a one-night stand, one-time thing. And she said, no, it wasn't, that they were messing around before him and Khloe got together. So I'm just like, in my head, I'm thinking like, because you have mentioned for some women, it's never like a 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strikes. For me, I'm like, how many strikes is it going to take for you to be like, yo, I'm worth more than this. I can find somebody else to be the father of my child, but like, I don't need this.
Right. Me personally, like, you know, we discussed this, and obviously, you know, she's rich, she's famous, and whether she was rich or famous and she was just like us, the working class, like, you still don't get the same energy, sis. And I feel like yes, there are people who do not know how to separate reality from whatever the fuck it is, they don't know how to separate it. So like, people who like on social media who write crazy disrespectful things, I will never say it in your face. Like, I don't condone that, and I don't like that, because that's too much energy on somebody that you really do not know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Energy you probably do not give people in your life that may be going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing. But you're very confident behind a phone, behind a computer, whatever device, to go off on somebody. To me, I don't like that. It's one thing stating like, if you state your opinion intellectually, that separates you from the fucking crazies. And I think for Khloe, like, when she commented and she was just like, you know, a lot of people are saying disgusting, like, ruthless, disrespectful things. It's my body, and even though the rumors are not true, it's still my body, it's still my uterus, and I decide what I want. And I absolutely get that it's her body, but I feel like because so many people were saying some crazy ass shit, the message behind what people were saying got lost.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because it's not about us saying you have to do this and you have to do that, or whatever with your body. What we're saying is, does it have to be him? Because even though it's none of our, because at the end of the day, even though like celebrities be saying like, oh, you know, it's none of your business, but then they give you just a little bit of stuff that's going on in their life, right? And one thing I will say is that before all this crazy backlash, I had seen snippets of that episode, and because I was curious, because I was like, what? And you know, I was curious to see like what the hell was she talking about, and she didn't give a clear, direct statement on why it had to be Tristian. Because she also acknowledged the fact that if she freezes her eggs and she meets somebody, whenever that happens, you know, she could be married and have that person's kid. So
I think she still loves him.
Yeah, so it's like, and then, you know, he was way more than happy to be like, yeah, I'll give you my sperm. So my thing is, aside from maybe, oh, I want my children to have the same father, which is like, it's 2020, it's the 21st century, who gives a fuck? We're not saying for you to have like 30 million baby fathers or baby mamas, but whatever floats your boat. Like, certain things is out of your control. You meet people and things happen and they end up being a wonderful, amazing parent, and things don't work out the way you want, and you meet somebody else and you fall in love and they end up being a parent to your new kid. Like, worrying about how many, like, yeah, niggas be having mad baby mamas and women be having like 3 million baby fathers and stuff. Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever, but we're not gonna get into that. However, I feel that for me, it was more so, why specifically him? You froze your eggs, they're fine. All you have to do is wait for the right person to come along, and if you mutually decide to have a child with that person, we all know men can have kids until they're fucking 80 years old, so their sperm is not gonna fucking deteriorate, but your eggs are frozen. So it's like, you're good, because they're gonna stay at, because our eggs, like, they age, right? As we get older, they get older too.
And even if she can't carry, she can always get a surrogate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, at the end of the day, you still have your eggs. So there's no rush. So I just don't understand why she considered him after all of the embarrassment that he has caused her.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I would freeze my eggs and I would wait for the right person that's meant for me to come along, and then have my future kids with that person. I'm not going to be looking at, because you know what it is? It's also because there's so many things that fall into play. Because it's like explaining to people, oh, we didn't do it the old fashioned way. We did in vitro, that, or insemination. Like, we didn't have sex. And that, even though it's nobody's business, but it's still, people gonna think you back together. And if you're not together, people are gonna wonder, like, well, how the hell did you get pregnant? Right? Because for the first, like, people don't normally think, oh, they did in vitro.
Yeah.
And that's one. Two, obviously co-parenting. Obviously I co-parent now, but that was different because I was in a relationship.
Yeah.
And you was pregnant in a relationship with this man and everything spiraled. But now it's like, y'all not together and doing this, and the co-parenting is gonna be a little bit different. But
and the fact that they like quarantine together, it's like,
I'm like, what about your other baby moms? Like, you,
yeah. I personally feel like, and if she still love him, like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you, baby girl? It's your life. But for me personally, like, if I was in her shoes, one, I wouldn't be in her shoes because I wouldn't even got back with him again after he cheated on me while I was pregnant. But that's that. But if I was to take him back again, like, I'm not considering you as a baby father for me. Like, you fathered one child with me and that's that. I'm going to freeze my eggs and I'm going to be patient enough to wait for somebody. If that person don't come, I can always get another sperm donor and have somebody carry my baby, or I can adopt. Like, you know, it's just not that serious for me to go to somebody who embarrassed me in the fucking tabloids to have another kid. And then, not that you should care what people say, but I think that's also embarrassing to have another kid with somebody that did that to you, and now everybody's looking at you like a fucking clown.
Right. But that's all the time we're gonna give Khloe Kardashian.
Because she's trying to change him. That double standard.
Good luck, sis. Your life, your business. So whatever.
I can't. But on some positive news, the Ahmaud Arbery case. The name is so hard to pronounce. So remember I told you that they had like a black prosecutor?
Yeah, the
now
woman.
They have a whole black team, like of lawyers that's gonna be doing
on
this
the prosecutor's side.
Yes. Oh. I just saw it today.
Interesting.
But when I saw it the first time of just the lady, a lot of people, I thought she was gonna get praised for it. So when I went in the comments, I thought I was gonna see a bunch of like clapping hands and positive stuff. But it was 50-50. So there was people that was praising it, and then there was also people that was just kind of skeptical. Like, all right, how many times have we think that people is our kinfolk and they, you know, let us down? So it's like I get both sides. Because when I first saw it, I didn't think anything negative. I was just like, oh, okay, this is good, you know, for us. But they're like, you know, how many times have we seen black people turn on us?
I want people to understand, if you don't understand the judicial system, please go read about it and understand. A prosecutor's job is to prosecute. A defense team's job is to defend their client, right? So this is not a case about, because she's on the prosecuting side, her job is to show that these white assholes were justified in what they did. That is her, that's her job, because that's what a prosecutor's job is. They have to, in their own way, whether it's wrong, whether it's right, they have to show that the other person is guilty of what happened to them. And as much as we don't like it, that's how it is. That's the checks and balances of the judicial system. So whether she was black, whether she was Hispanic, white, whatever the case may be, I'm sure in her mind as a black woman, she and the entire prosecuting team, I'm sure they know that that was a unjustified, fucked up situation, and they see the evidence, they see everything. So I'm sure they know, like, these motherfuckers are wrong. These white racists are wrong. However, it's not their job to prove that. It is a defense team's job to prove that these white racists went after this young man and killed him in cold blood. So that's what people have to differentiate in terms of saying, like, oh, it be your own. In this situation,
I think it's probably they feel that she's not going to give it her all, because that could be also that too, maybe.
I don't think so, because where she stands right now, she's in a very, because remember, Johnny Cochran was in the same position. He wasn't the prosecutor, but he was a defense, and he had to just like Annalise from How to Get Away with Murder, she was a defense attorney. But as a defense attorney, if your client commits a murder and there's evidence and there's things that show that your client committed that murder, your job is to defend your client and say, my client had nothing to do with that. That evidence is blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, prosecutors, defense, the job could be so like fucked up and intertwined. And I don't think it's because like she can't, she might not have the capacity to perform her job. I just feel like in this instance, unfortunately, she was chosen for this case, and because of her race, because of her gender, all eyes is on her. And she cannot, in her capacity, prove that this young man was in the right. That's not her job. That's not the prosecutor's job to prove. She would have to be on the other side of the judicial system to prove that. She has to prove the opposite, and it's unfortunate that she is in that position, whether she chose that case or she was given that case, because that's how it happens too. Sometimes it's given to you and you have no choice, or sometimes you choose it. We don't know unless she says. But the law is very finicky, and as we know, and when it comes to like that type of stuff, it's tricky. So like I want people to also be mindful of the fact that she's not a sellout. She's not, because guess what? This is a huge case, but think about all the cases where it's been Black or Hispanic, indigenous people who have been on the other side, and the prosecutor is also a person of color.
True. I think,
you know,
I don't want to like just.
I ain't gonna get on my Black sister because, you know,
I'm not gonna get on her either. You know, I'm not as well. I do think as a people we are scarred a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we see every day of Black people being murdered and there is no justice.
Yeah.
So I think that by them announcing that, it's kind of like, oh, but hey, look, a black lawyer, female, and a whole team of Black people is kind of just be like to make us happy. Mm-hmm. But then what if it doesn't go in our favor? Because I feel like, I mean, that's how I'm thinking of it. Like, because as people, we've seen so many cases where we don't get justice, and it's like, okay, you telling us there's a Black lawyer, so we're supposed to be hype about that, like, you know, because we don't know what's gonna happen.
But if anything, people shouldn't be hype about it because, like I said before, the prosecutor's job is not to be on our side. So at the end of the day,
but aren't they prosecuting them though?
No, the prosecutor's side, like the defense is defending. The prosecution side, right? They're supposed to. They're opposite of the defense.
But isn't the two white guys on the defense side though? Because they are the ones that's being charged with the murder, so the prosecutor is the one that's supposed to be prosecuting them, like, right?
But then there's also a defense team. But then
I think she's on the side of.
But the DA is the one who does the charges.
But because she's a prosecutor, so isn't she on the side to say her case of why those two men are
Wait,
guilty?
let me look this up, y'all. You know, where's Raisha when we meet up?
Because I think that's what it is. Because they're being charged. So when they go to court, they're on the defense team, and their lawyers have to defend them. And she's the prosecutor, so she has to.
So did she prosecute them?
I think she's a prosecutor lawyer. The prosecutor lawyer. But she has to prove why they are guilty. Right? Isn't that how
Matter of
that
fact, yeah, wait. I'm fucking dead.
Wait, because I was like, wait, because I think that's.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I scratch everything that I just said. Well, actually, don't scratch everything I just said. Because
no, it's true. You gotta know the difference.
Yeah, you gotta know the difference, and you're right, because
that's why, because when people were saying a thing about the judge that was pictured hugging the cop, that's why they were like, oh, you know, we don't know if that's how, whatever. So I was thinking, like, do they think that she's not going to put her all in it, or is she just going to just treat it like any other case? I don't know. But I just think as people, we are scarred, so no matter what, we're always going to have some type of backlash, which isn't also not good either.
Excuse me, but yeah, Star was right. Because that's the thing, too. The prosecution can... whatever, like it can be a little bit different. Listen, I'm not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah, but she is right. You know, we know a little bit of certain things. I got friends for that are lawyers that I could ask. But yeah, the prosecution is supposed to prosecute. So wait, I don't understand what the backlash is for then.
I guess because they feel like, is she really going to put her all in it to win the case? I'm wondering, that's because that's the comments that I've been seeing, and then people also were bringing up the whole thing of the Black judge who was taking pictures with the cop who murdered
her.
Yeah, so it's just like, they were like, you know, all kinfolk is not our kinfolk, whatever, skinfolk is not our kinfolk. So that's why I said, like, as people, we're just scarred. So it's like, no matter what, we're always going to be skeptical because of the shit that has happened to us time after time, of us not getting justice and seeing our own people turn against us. So, I mean, when I first saw it, I didn't think of that. I just thought, like, okay, good. A Black lawyer. Now we have a group of Black lawyers, a whole team that's going to be on this case. And then seeing that, I'm just like, okay.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I hope for the best, and I hope that he gets justice for his case because, like, I'm so tired of seeing my people being murdered. Like, I said it to you in the text. I'm like, this stuff happens so much. Like, I can't even keep count of the names, the situations, because all of them sounds the same. There's always like the same situation. Even with Breonna Taylor's case, come to find out, there's more stuff that's coming out that they didn't raid her house. That the shots came from outside.
Yeah, and that one of the officers got hit by his own in friendly fire. But that shit, but you know what? The power of social media, I tell you.
But there was a case that was similar to that. I think it was a boy who was, I don't know if he was playing like a video game or something.
The one in the projects?
It wasn't in the projects. I don't know. It wasn't even in New York. It was like another state. Because I remember seeing the video. It was something similar to hers where they raided the house, but they raided the wrong house.
That sounds familiar. That's not the one with the little girl, is it? Because that also happened with the little girl, Ayanna Jackson or something.
No, it was a boy, like a teenage boy. And he was shot. He was killed dead. So when I seen this and seeing that they didn't raid her house, I'm like, yo, why is all these situations so similar? Like,
is it that hard to look at a warrant to see what the address is? Like, who fucked up? But that's what I don't know. I don't know what it is.
But don't they be like staking out at your house for mad long, and then that's
what they're supposed to do. So that's why I don't understand like the logistics of how the wrong house always gets raided, because in order to raid a house, you need a fucking warrant. You need a warrant to enter. Yeah. So, or probable cause, whatever. So it's like, you don't know the address by now?
Exactly. And I'm sure you've been watching that house and watching the person that you, because usually when they get those warrants, they are watching whoever they want to arrest for a very long time. I mean, for God's sakes, the FBI be watching people for years. So you mean to tell me you don't know what house you're raiding?
Exactly.
So that I just could never wrap my mind around, and I feel so bad for her, but I just feel like it's just one after another, and I feel like as soon as our Barry's case gets handled and settled, then it's gonna be focused more on hers, which we are focused on now, and then it's gonna be the next case, and the next case, because I think it's hers, his, and Sean Reed, all three at the same time. It's just a lot. I can't keep up. Like I really can't. I feel bad saying this, but I'm starting to get numb to it because it's happening so much. Yeah. And yes, I get angry when I see it, but my thought process is just like, okay, a day in a life as a black person. Like this is our everyday fucking life, and we just are. It's normalized at this point.
Yeah, it is.
And it sucks to say it.
It is, because the outrage is not the same the way it would have been 40 years ago or 50 years ago, you know? But then I wonder how during those times, like the 30s, the 20s, the 40s, like as soon as slavery was over, when they were lynching black people left and right, did y'all grow, you know, did it become normal for y'all? Or was the outrage, obviously the outrage is different because there couldn't really be that much outrage then, because then y'all would be killed. But over time and just it happening, it's like, oh, even when you watch the movies, they're like, oh, they lynched such and such, and they just like so nonchalant saying it. They lynched another one, and it's crazy.
Normalized. Even with my grandmother, because she grew up in that generation of seeing lynches and people getting beat and killed. Like, I don't want to say that these are all like black folks back in the days, but you could tell that she still has that fear in her. Yeah. Because even when we're down south and she's just like, oh, don't be too loud because these people will kill you. It's like that fear thing. Yeah. So I do think that is something that has been normalized, and it's just conditioned in us that, you know, we are being killed every day. And but it's just life. It's
funny that you said that she was like, you know, don't be too loud because they'll kill you. And you think about that. Was it Jordan? I forgot what his last name was. Jordan, the one that he was in the parking lot with his friends and they was playing the loud music, and the white guy came and said turn it down, and it was an argument. He started like shooting in the car, and the only person that died was Jordan, and it became this whole case. The guy did go to prison though. They did sentence him to prison because, you know, he tried to do the I was afraid blah blah bullshit, but there was like there was no weapons, etc., etc. Like, you literally shot these kids, these teenage kids. And it's crazy because what your grandmother says has happened. It happened then and it's still happening now. You too loud, you too this, you too that. You can't do shit.
You can't jog, you can't do nothing.
You can't walk down the street without it being an issue. It's unfortunate.
But I think our generation is so much different than that old school generation, because I feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been people in my mom's generation that has fought back and protested and stuff like that. So I do think there has been a change where we evolved, you know, but I do think seeing ourselves getting killed every day, it's like normal for us.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's so funny that you said that guy tried to use the whole, oh, I was scared for my life. I had saw a video prior to us filming, and some white boy, kid, whatever, I don't even know how old he was, he had beat some child to death, a white kid. And he crying in court, boo-hooing, fucking begging a Jodeci. And the judge was like, how do I know that you're not going to do this again? And he pulled up a recording of him talking to his mom, and he was telling his mom, when he was in a holding center, he's telling his mom, oh, I'm just going to cry in court, and because I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy, and I'm going to cry in court, and everything will be all right. And they sentenced him to 25 years in jail. But that's the thing. White people know that they have this privilege, and they use it. So just for him to say, oh, I was fearful of my life. How are you fearful of your life when you started the argument and you pulled out the gun?
That's crazy. But first of all, wait, how old was he?
He had to be like, I want to say he probably was like around our age or maybe a little bit younger. But he was young. I don't know how old that video was, though.
So you don't know that they record conversations in jail?
I guess not.
Fucking idiot. But you know what? I'm glad that he
And it was a white judge who sentenced him.
Good. I'm glad that, you know, he did say that. And because imagine if the judge let him go and he was just like, yeah, whatever. Because we know white people, nobody's built for prison, period. No race. Let's throw a race card out the situation. Prison, the way it is constructed in this society, is not built for anybody. Unfortunately, the people who predominantly are in prison are Black and Hispanics. White people,
it's like a sprinkle.
Right. White, yeah, it's a sprinkle. They don't really do
like
the hard time unless they're like the fucking Aryan race and they go and they like murder people, whatever, shit like that. But at the end of the day, white people know that prison is not built for them.
And I don't think they built prison for white people.
They didn't. They built it for us. So it's like, for them, they're going to do, they know, like, I'm going to use my privilege so I don't go there, because they know that that shit ain't what it is. Because what is there for you to do when you go to prison? Yeah. A lot of the Black and Hispanic folks probably ain't going to be like, yeah, come to this side. And not to, like, go on a tangent, but there's this movie on Netflix where it's homeboy from Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones, and
you was telling me about this show.
And it's a movie. So basically, he basically had this great job. I think he was like he was in finance, family, son, whatever. What happened? Him and his wife and their friends, they're all at dinner, drinking wine, and not being mindful, like, oh, we're not taking a cab home, we're driving home. Long story short, they order another bottle, and dude that played Jamie Lannister is behind the wheel, and he's driving, and basically they got into some crazy ass car crash, and the husband of their friend ended up dying in the car crash. So they said to him, he had two choices, right? He had a choice to either take a plea deal or spend such and such amount of time. And then the friend, I guess they weren't that much of a friend, but I guess, you know, grief is different for everybody, because they ended up suing them too for like wrongful death. But he didn't take I forgot why he didn't take the plea. His lawyer told him he would be better off fighting. If he were to go to trial, he would win. That's why he didn't take the plea. But his wife was like, take the plea. And I think the plea was like, he involuntary manslaughter, and he does like maybe 70 years versus doing like 25 to life or some shit like that.
This is nothing.
Right, so he didn't listen to his wife, and he listened to his stupid ass lawyer, because the lawyer believed that, you know, he would get off because obviously he's white and he has the blonde hair and you know, and even though it was really an accident, it was really like, even though I don't believe in drinking and driving, but it was really one of those moments, like, he was not a criminal. Like, he is not a criminal. And what ended up happening, the nigga got sentenced. He got sentenced. He lost. And when he was in prison, he didn't know what to do with himself. And the lawyer told him, he was like, listen, you're going to have to choose sides in prison. And you're going to have to, your morals, your values, all that shit's going to go out the fucking window. And what ended up happening? He ended up joining the Aryan Brotherhood. And this was a guy who you could see is a liberal.
Yeah.
You know, probably friends with Hispanics and black folks and all this stuff. And when he got to prison, he chose the Aryan Brotherhood and got tatted the fuck up, was shanking people, doing the most. Like, he changed completely into this whole different person. So, unlike us, we have people that we can go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For white people, it's like, you wasn't a racist outside, now you a racist in prison.
Yeah. And I feel like anytime you see those, like, jail documentaries, you always see majority of black and Hispanics and, like, a sprinkle of white people. It's never a lot of white people in prison. But that's because prison is not set up
good for them.
So it was just interesting to hear, and he read verbatim what he said. And I think he did play the recording, but in that video, we don't hear the recording. But he played the recording.
I know he probably was shocked as fuck, like.
Yeah, he was shocked. Like, oh shit, my white privilege is not gonna get me free this time. It's not gonna work this time. We need more of that to happen.
Exactly, because a lot of these white people out here, they be acting like they don't know privilege. What is that? You know what it is. Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and explain to you what the fuck your privilege is. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there on social media telling y'all what privilege is. So go look them up.
Not go look them up.
All I'm gonna tell you is you're white, and everything will go swell for you. Period.
I hope when he's in prison, well, the video looked kind of old, so I'm sure he's still in prison because he was sentenced to 25 years. Who knows how long that video was. But I hope they ripped him a new fucking asshole. And when I say that,
he probably joined the Aryan Brotherhood.
He probably did. But when I say that, I don't mean like them fucking him in the asshole. When I say that, I mean like beating his fucking ass. Because I feel like usually when it's like kid cases, like
sensitive,
they be fucking your ass up in jail. So I hope he deserved every little fucking cut, hit, whatever. I don't know. Because for you to beat a child, and I think he was babysitting. So it wasn't even somebody he knew kid. It was like a stranger's kid. But I'm probably going to look that up because I'm interested I want to hear the actual recording of him saying, I'm a blonde hair, blue eye, and I'm just going to go in court and cry. Because you notice all white people be crying in court.
Was saved the white tears. But we know that is bullshit because we can tell. But anyways.
Since we on the court topic, we're going to talk about how to get away with murder.
Oh, I'm like, wait, what? What court topic?
Oh my god.
Series finale. It is gone forever.
How did you feel about the ending? Even though me and her already spoke about this, but we ain't speak to y'all yet.
So I didn't really like the ending only because I felt that there were still holes missing in the story. And I felt like, they could have given us a little bit more, but it was kind of rushed, like they rushed Game of Thrones. So I wasn't really too happy with it, but hey, what can I do? It's done.
I agree with you. I feel like they could have gave us at least a few more episodes to kind of close out those stories that they kind of brought up. And I do feel like it was rushed. It was.
I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
I think it would have been better if they would have saved that whole West thing. Because that's what I was explaining in the group chat. I was just like, if it was a different person that looks similar to Wes, but not actually the same fucking character that was, I think it would have made more sense. Because for me, I was like, okay, this ending, like with Bonnie and Frank dying, I was like, oh my god, this is an ending. And then to see that, it threw me off, where I couldn't really enjoy the ending and the story of, like, Annalise being his mentor, blah blah blah, because I'm still focused on why is Wes talking Spanish? Why does he not know Kana and them? And What? Like that's where my mind was at. So I couldn't appreciate the ending. I just feel like she should have saved that.
Like I agree with you. Why did the person who played Wes have to be Christopher?
Yeah. And I get that you look, there are times where you can look like your parents' fucking twin.
Yeah, but not identical.
Yeah. Like, so I just felt like I feel like they could have got somebody. I mean, we all have double gainers. I feel like they could have got somebody who looks similar, I just, I agree with you. I feel like there were certain things that were missing. Like, I don't know. I'm 50-50 about the ending.
I'm just going to take it for what it is. And because I gave Game of Thrones so much energy about the end. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to give How to Get Away with Murder all that energy, because I was actually anticipating for the ending to be amazing, because the writing on the show is very good.
Yeah.
And it always keeps you like on your toes. And I just feel like, okay, so all of this happened. Like, we didn't really get to see too much of Connor and Oliver. Like, just a snippet of, okay, he went to prison, which I thought was really fucked up, but
yeah, I was like, so Michaela don't. Oh yeah, because he didn't accept the.
Yeah, he didn't accept the deal that she accepted, which she's obviously she ended up alone, which is pretty much what everyone was saying throughout the whole seasons of How to Get Away with Murder, that she just backstabs people, so she's not gonna have true friends around her, and she really did it, because they were like, fuck you. But at least I'm glad that Oliver and Connor stuck it through, though. I was happy about that,
Yeah, because at first when Oliver gave him that ultimatum, I thought that was a little selfish and kind of fucked up, because it's like, all right, I want you to lie on the stand so that you don't get that many years, because I want you to be in my life. Like, I just felt like he was making him kind of just give up his morals, whereas like for Connor, it's like, all right, I don't want to be lying on the stand, like this ain't right, like like I've played a part in this. And I thought that was a little fucked up that he gave him that ultimatum and then he went behind his back and did that. Like, it was just like, it came off a little selfish in a sense. But I was happy to see that they stuck together, and I was like, oh, I love you guys.
I know, they're so cute. And I'm happy also Annalise and Eve, they ended up back together, because you can tell, like, Annalise, that is the one true person, aside from Nate, that she did actually, like, love. Yeah. But
I was happy that Nate didn't fucking sell her out.
Yes.
Because he hated her so much for everything.
He had a moment of self-reflection. I appreciated that.
I appreciated that too. Because I was like, y'all not about to have my bitch in prison when she do, okay, maybe she fucked up and she pinned a murder on Nate. Yeah. But other than that, she has not killed nobody. She's always covering everybody mess up, cleaning shit up. Y'all not about to have my bitch in jail.
If anything, the only thing she would have done time for was conspiracy, because she definitely did conspiracy, whatever it is, conspiracy to murder, whatever, because she literally covered everybody's tracks for what they did. Much. But, I mean, that's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, me too. Damn, Shonda. I'm gonna be writing Shonda on Twitter, because I just want to know why.
She'll probably respond.
Yeah, like, I just want to know, why did you have to have the same character that played Wes? Like, I would have enjoyed the ending so much more if that didn't happen.
I really thought Wes was alive, but it is what it is.
Yeah, like, sis.
I was hyped, like, oh shit, Wes is alive. I don't know how they did it in fake TV land, but they did it. Boo.
Then when he started speaking Spanish, I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's Christopher.
Like, why the fuck is she old and like everybody else old, but he's young? Like,
once he started talking with that accent, I was like, this is not us. And everyone else is older but him. That's clearly impossible for him not to age, but everyone else ages. This is Christopher.
Oh well. Just bad. But I mean, whatever. I still gotta finish Snowfall. Finished it.
It's fine.
I'm on season 2. Yeah, I'm on season 2. I'm still on that same episode that I was telling you about with the CIA holding him and Leon hostage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, let me not say hostage. Yeah, hostage.
Yeah, he was holding him hostage.
I'm still on that. I gotta watch it because it's really good. But I'm sure I'm not gonna watch it today because I'm gonna be watching the Luda and Nelly battle.
Battle today. Ooh.
That's why I got on my shorts, y'all. I'm ready.
I cannot. I'm dead.
Well, I'm gonna be cooking my bowl of chili. Remember I told you I've been wanting chili for the longest.
Oh, you're really gonna cook that?
I'm gonna make chili, so I'm gonna be watching the battle.
So that's it, right?
Yeah.
We touched on whatever we needed to touch on.
Are you gonna watch the battle? No, right? You say you're not looking forward to it?
It's not that I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just like, Whatever. I'm like so. I'm not like enthusiastic like, oh shit, Ludacris and Nelly. Even when I was listening to the playlist that Apple created, I was just like, they put like mad songs on there that I was just like, what? Okay.
Was it any of their like hit songs?
Their hits was there, but once the hits played, everything else was like other songs they did. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them were like features. So I was just like, okay. So we'll see.
I mean, some of the
I still got laundry to do.
Yo, you know what?
We're not gonna talk about that on camera.
No, I'm just gonna say I'm proud of you.
We're not gonna talk about that on camera because that's none of their business.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm proud of you. I was
you
gonna go into
told
it.
You're proud of me 8 million times.
But I want the people to know.
They don't need to know. You know I'm private. They don't even know my business.
I'm proud of her.
They don't even know my business. Little scrappy boy.
I'm proud of her. We're gonna take a shot because I'm proud of this.
I'm hungry, y'all. So this is it for me. I came, ate a little food, and I'm hungry. So until next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
Follow us on Instagram,
YouTube,
Just the Podcast. On Twitter, it's just_podcast. Yeah. And YouTube, subscribe to our channels.
And like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, fuck it. You never know. We might have numerous channels.
You know what it is? It's because the Just a Podcast YouTube channel is linked to my channel.
Oh.
So that's why I'm saying channels, because I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, subscribe to her channel too.
Oh, yeah, thanks, guys. I've been very consistent. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, subscribe, like, comment, the whole shebang. The whole YouTube phrase.
And we see you guys next week.
Yeah. Toodaloo.